quiets down as soon as I get the mic. Yeah. Or at least that's what I'm hoping will happen after I just said that. So our sponsor today for the luncheon and the luncheon presentation is eDataSource. These people in various incarnations, which I won't go into in detail, have been with the Email Insider Summit from the beginning. We appreciate their continued interest and support over the years. You're going to hear from G.B. Heiderson, CEO, and Arthur Sweetser, CMO, and here they are.
Thank you. Of course. Yeah. Am I on? Yes. You want me to sing? I'm G.B. Heiderson. I'm the CEO of eDataSource. Before we start, I want to thank Ken for the introduction, for being here and putting together, which by my opinion is solidly the best show in the email marketing space.
Thank you, G.B.
Thank you. Very well reserved. So today, well, let me start by one question. Anybody in here doesn't know who we are? Yes. Okay, good. Finally, 100%. About 30% of you are actually our clients, so hopefully we don't have to do a lot of introductions. What we're going to talk about today is a little bit of the critical changes that have kind of already happened in our industry. Not that we are not still changing, but there are a few things that have already happened. And those are kind of do go into a few categories, but the one that's probably most felt is the decline in deliverability. So Dennis Damon and I, we disagree a little bit. They say 20%, 25% goes to the spam folder. We calculate it a little bit differently, but brand marketers now are about 15% in the spam folder, down from about 10% a year ago. So that's a huge change, the 50% increase in spam for those brands. This is, of course, due to increase in activity from bad actors, and they're getting better, but this is also because a lot of marketers haven't really followed up on best practices, segmentation, personalization, and really kind of getting in front of relevancy in their emails. And some of them are clinging more to technology, but ultimately not getting the interest and activity levels that are needed to keep you in the inboxes. The silver lining of this is, though, that those that are getting the message back, they're doing better than ever before. And in fact, that pain that has been caused by deliverability challenges is generating, I think, more business than ever before. We're seeing that email is now one of the mainstream revenue generators for most brand marketers, and has probably grown as a percentage of total revenue by more than 10% over the last year, about 15%. Marketers, however, need to focus on the core strength to do this, and to focus on your core strength, you need accurate measurements. And that's my point. eDataSource is the company that has really revolutionized the industry in giving you accurate measurements about your competitors, and then now lately, accurate measurements in your inbox performance. Just to go through a little bit of a history, when we started our panel-based or real-time consumer-based monitoring in 2011 and kind of launched that into our tools, the four largest ISPs were about 40% of the market. So we didn't even cover 50% or half of what was being sent out. 2014, we kind of crossed that threshold. 2017, it's about 70%. Gmail alone is probably about 30% of the standard consumer list out there. And our role here has been to kind of elevate your efforts to get better into the inboxes and get better results from this. We pioneered the competitive panel-based data in 2011. Return Path actually worked with us in 11-12 before they took off on their own, and figuring out how we could use this in deliverability metrics. Both companies now rely to a large extent on panel-based data to help you understand how your inboxing is going. In 2013, 14, we started to see a lot of the ESPs using our competitor tracker to understand how emails were getting into the inboxes. We kind of responded to that 2 years ago with a new monitoring tool. And what we're going to give you today, a little bit of an overview over, or Arthur is going to get into a little bit later, is what we're doing now in our full deliverability suite, which has been already adapted by many of the major ESPs as their full solution. The other thing that I want to mention about this metrics and the importance of accurate metrics in the industry is that the third-party research last year showed that about half of 450 companies or so that were interviewed use competitive information in their strategy. The other half was mainly based on calendar approach, meaning that they did the same thing year after year. The study also showed that it was a 3x higher revenue per email sent for the ones that used strategic approach to those that used a standardized calendar approach to their strategy. A few other percentages here. Recent studies showed that email now is 20% of the revenue for an average brand marketers. It's up from 17% or up 15% from on 1 year, and or 18% in 1 year, and that is increasing the pressure. That's also pain for some email marketers, because now the expectation is that you will continue to grow and you will continue to deliver. And we also showed that the progression here, and this is us and others that are using panel marketing, is that we are now over the hump in terms of 30% of email marketers that are following their deliverability are doing so through panel, and only 26% are doing so through seed-based monitoring. We all know the inherent issues with seed-based marketing. It's not really following the trends that the ISPs are looking at, the large ISPs. So this is kind of a notice to those that are still in the seed-based area. That era is now gone. You are now behind the times if that's what you're trusting. Also want to point out that 70% of all email, as we said before, are going to the large four ISPs. What that means is that engagement metrics are becoming a larger and larger portion of the metrics and the attributes that are put on emails that you send to your clients' inboxes. So if you're not measuring engagement, if you're not measuring your inboxing based on the actual results from actual people, the results that you're getting back are inaccurate at best. And just to kind of illustrate that, so if you're still in the old times, it's time to move, because if you wait much longer, you will not only be a late majority, you will officially be laggards. To help you, however, we have a solution. So we are going to launch now by the end of the month a new site called deliveryindex.com. This is an absolutely free approach for you to log in, check on your email health, see a full scoring of your actual inboxing historically and currently, so that you can finally have a independent third-party point to how you're doing. And of course, you know where to go if you need any further information. And I'll have Arthur show you some of the some of the additional information you can get from that. So thank you.
Thank you, GB. Press the button, or did you go?
Side button.
Sidebar. Okay.
There we go.
Great. Okay. So, as the CMO with my boss here, I want to thank all of you who didn't say you didn't hear of the company. So, checks in the mail. Very much appreciated. Who are we if you didn't know us? We track 40 million emails from 120,000 brands every day. And we do that with a consumer panel of over 2 million consumers who allow us to have permission to look at their commercial email. Think of us as Nielsen for email. And we're thrilled. We have 25 clients here. Could I have a shout out for Matt from 800 Flowers? It's been a terrific client and a great champion and keeps me on my toes. And again, to MediaPost, we consider this a premier event. So a small thank you for you attending and giving us a few minutes to tell our story is we commissioned a study with the Relevancy Group, really a premier research company. We tasked them with the question on what is the state of the inbox. So they went and talked to 350 marketers. We came out of the market at the end of March. We worked on the publishing of this. You are one of the first audiences to get this. So we brought 40 copies of it. I'm going to give you some highlights, but more importantly, Mitch, my associate right there, if you hold up your hand, we'll hand you a copy, and then you can potentially look along, and if we don't have enough, we will get you it. So just put up your hand now, and we will literally just keep them up, and Mitch is working the room. GB, you want to help him? There's a good use
absolutely.
of a CEO, right? So handout, MediaPost, thank you, state of the inbox. Okay, so what did we look for? What we looked for was, what is the impact of email? Do we matter? What is the state of inbox versus spam? How do you as marketers improve deliverability? And I fundamentally believe the industry is going through a fundamental change of panel versus seed. And we're going to share some data for you on that. All right, we're about halfway through the room.
Brian?
Sure.
Dennis?
So I've been in the business about 13 years. GB and I ran an ESP prior to this. And let's be honest, back then you were lucky to get the intern or maybe the intern's assistant to talk to you. We are now 1 out of every $5 is driven by what you folks do today. You are important to your organization. As I point out to a brand, if that email campaign doesn't deploy, you don't make your numbers. And they head nod. They absolutely get it. Think about the scale. They just reported Q1 was $100 billion sales in e-commerce. We drove 20 billion of that. We matter, and that's exciting. The not so exciting news is, I have to tell you, I personally don't think it's been any more difficult to get to the inbox. And I'm talking to permission-based marketers here. If you talk to ISPs, they will tell you 95% of the email that arrives at their servers is automatically filtered. They're working with you, the 5%. But even within that 5%, we're now up to a 13% spam rate. So I'd like to just, for a show of hands, if your delivery rate is above 80%, hold your hand up. Okay, good. Excellent. Keep your hand up if it's 85%. Keep your hand up if it's 90. If it's 95. Not bad. That is significantly better than a lot of the rooms that we work and we go through the numbers. This is the average of 350 marketers. In general, we have seen over the last 12 months a trend down 5 points, primarily driven, by the way, by Gmail. Here's the second question. Who, not whom, but is there somebody in your organization that owns deliverability? Not the ESP, not a consultant, not Sweetser, in the organization. Yep, that's kind of what I saw last time. Really? Guys, you do all this work, you produce all this great segmentation, you do all this, and then there isn't somebody who's actually monitoring, does it get delivered? So one of the things we get to do in working with 30 ESPs and 250 brands is to champion deliverability. It matters. Why does it matter? Because it's getting tougher. Every campaign you send today is being measured. If you want to see it, I will show you what happens at a number of brands on a daily, weekly basis. That's how they're watching you. That's why we're big into somebody needs to own it. What the findings came up with, and it's hopefully better represented in the white paper, is basically accuracy. The fact is that panel-based reporting reports on your subscribers. These are not fake accounts. These are actual people who signed up for your newsletter. Think of panel-based as a subset of what you mail, and that's what I'm reporting back to you. We also have scale. Sitting with Sears, we probably have 20,000 of Sears actual subscribers. I can report in scale what's there. And then, as David calls it, the richness of the data. There are so many things we can report with panel. Did it get opened? What was the mailing volume associated with that? All kinds of KPIs that panel-based reporting gives you. I love the line, follow the money. This is the final analysis when they went back and looked at panel-based reporting marketers versus seed-based reporting marketers, and they found a better ROI. And by the way, this trended even higher among larger, more innovative marketers as well. You know, the industry has evolved. We are, you know, the times they are changing. That was our opening slide. And that's why we are thrilled at the adoption rate of panel-based and where it's going. I thought I'd close up with this, and then we're going to roll a very short video, and then I look forward to seeing you all in activities outside. But I thought this was fascinating. I wrote 2 weeks ago. It's actually been about 4 weeks. These 5 brands, so what you're looking at is 5 brands. Delivery Index, you probably all know Sender Score. Our version is Delivery Index because it's based on the 4 major ISPs. Obviously, 9 to 10 is where you want to be. I will tell you honestly, those 5 brands and the brand manager and the email manager I was walking and talking with and the ESP didn't get the level of delivery challenges because they were relying on seed data. I thought I didn't realize. I thought I was fine. I thought the seed data said I'm at 98%. One said I'm at 100. I said, that's remarkable. I didn't know you could get 100 in delivery. The point is the industry is evolving. We're learning together. Macy's is upset because they went from 97 to 95%. I'm like, get real. I mean, most marketers would be pleased with that. But I just wanted to share with you, because I've sent a number of notes to you, and some of you responded saying, oh, actually, my delivery is better than that. I would ask you that you take a look and see, are you using panel-based reporting or seed-based reporting? Because that's the future. With that, we're going to show you a short video. Our engineering team has been at it for about 6 months. We've been in the inbox placement for about 2 years. We want to, as we have in competitive intelligence, bring to the market what we consider to be a new best of breed in inbox monitoring. And I'd like you to see 2.0. Now live for 60 days, 25 new clients, 5 ESPs are live on the platform. Could you roll my video, please? And that's it, I promise. Then you're off to play. And thank you guys, you've been a great crowd.
Getting email to the inbox has never been more difficult. Spam rates are now 13% and higher.
Okay.
ISPs are ranking your domain reputation on every campaign you mail.
Good job.
And legacy seed data reporting is often not accurate. So what are the smart marketers doing? Introducing Inbox Tracker 2.0. 2.0 monitors email delivery on 2 million consumer inboxes every 30 seconds, reporting on 120,000 brands. Only 2.0 reports across all 4 major ISPs: Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, and Microsoft. Only 2.0 reports your inactive subscribers base, a key KPI with Gmail. 2.0 reports on spam trap, blacklist, and authentication. Inbox Tracker 2.0 is deliverability monitoring redefined. Get a demo today.
Wow.
Guys, thank you very much. Big hand. So we've got Mitch, we've got GB, and we've got Arthur, who will be around. If you have questions, grab these guys. Thank you again. It was great. Getting into the afternoon activities, we're going to meet at 150, which is very soon, out front for all the activities. So be sure to be there so you can catch the shuttles. Tonight, we've got cocktails at 6:30, sponsored by Adobe. It's going to be by the pool, the resort pool. So if there is a dusting of rain out there and you have high heels, I would prepare for a slippery surface. So, monitor what you're wearing if you have high heels, Ryan.
Are you gonna wear yours?
Well, I've got mine. I have rubber bottoms though, so it's totally cool. No big deal.
That's what I didn't get.
Yeah, you got to get those. So where was I? Yes, and then dinner tonight. That's sponsored by Adobe. Thank you, Bridget and team. And then tonight we have Epsilon dinner at 7:30, also by the pool. And that's wear your best pirate garb. Where's my Epsilon people? Are you in the room? Okay, Dan, do we have to say anything about this pirate thing? How are we doing on that?
Start making your pirate speak, get your coins, because the raffle's going to happen tonight. So bring your coins and get entered in the raffle for prizes tonight.
Okay. That's right. Get your gold coins. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for a great day. Have a great afternoon. I think the weather's going to hold. Keep your fingers crossed. And we'll see you guys tonight. Wear your badges. Wear your badges to cocktails and dinner. And we will see you somewhere this afternoon. Have fun.